you've invested in quite a few different types of companies. One of them I actually featured on the podcast before. This will give you a little memory jog here. You wouldn't have seen this, but this is Cafe X, one of the US ventures that you've done. And we had a debate where we were talking about the future of jobs and automation and companies and industries being replaced, whether that's a barista or the knock-on effect that could have on Starbucks or something like that, right? And we had different tech experts debate the pros and cons of a company like Cafe X. Doesn't have to be that particular one because that's just a random one that we've cherry-picked. But what is it that Nick looks for when investing? You must get a lot of pitches because of the podcast, because of the social media stuff that you're doing. What makes you say yes to somebody?
So I'm very founder driven, which you'll hear a lot of investors say. But, I've turned down what I think good ideas if I don't think the founder has what it takes. Sure. So I'm very, very founder led. I like to really hear the experience of the founder and what led them to set up this startup. What experiences give you that determination and that drive? What are you doing this for? More sort of meta questions rather than just about the business. Because more than half of the time, it's the founder that loses their way or can't cope with it rather than the idea not being a great one. I'm pretty sector agnostic. I just have to understand it. Yeah. So obviously my background, I'm very sort of brand marketing. Design My Night was SaaS and B2C and marketplace. So that covers quite a lot. Trumpet is SaaS, B2B SaaS. So I tend to invest in what I understand, but like Cafe X, for example, I don't understand robotics, but sure. I understood the business and what they were trying to do. So sort of like deep tech and med tech and stuff like that, which goes a bit over my head. Because it's not my full-time job, I don't really have the time to go and do deep research on every topic. So it's more, do I just get what you're trying to do? Does the business make sense to me? Is quite important.
Yeah, I think Warren Buffett calls it his circle of competence when investing, and he does not go outside of that because that's when he doesn't know what he's doing. He's gambling, basically. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, look, investing is a gamble anyway. When I exited Design My Night and I spoke to sort of a financial advisor when we were planning out what I was planning to do in the future, she said, okay, your angel investing pot, I'm literally going to mark that down as 0. I'm not even going to acknowledge that you're doing that. Okay. For me, as a financial advisor, that is pure gambling. You might as well go to Vegas and put it all on red. So from a financial point of view, it's so risky. So yeah, if you can, at least as you're saying, stay in that circle of competence that you can help them and you can guide them because you've got that knowledge. But you can also make some form of judgment if you think it's a good idea, then that stands you in good stead.
If you could only do one, invest in people or start your own companies, which one would you pick and why?
100% start my own companies. I think that's why we did Trumpet. Andrew and I are very fortunate that we had a very nice exit from our first startup. So we don't have to work, but we actually just thought to ourselves when we exited, well, what do you do with your life? We're still relatively young, and we both decided that look, we just love the cut and thrust of startups, ideating, growing a business, growing a team. Like, is a genuine passion of ours, and we're in a fortunate enough position that it's a passion now rather than like it has to work, which actually is a much nicer position to be in as a founder, a lot less stressful. So yeah, a 1,000,000% love being in the thick of it.